it's Melissa. Welcome back. Today I am showing you how to get the perfect cat eye. Winged liner can be the scariest thing ever, but I'm going to show you how to make it maybe not just as scary, because I'm going to show you that mistakes are okay. I'm using 3 different brushes today. I'm using this one. This is our holy grail. This is our winged liner brush. It's called Serval, but I'm also using a concealer brush, and this means we can make mistakes because we can correct them. And then I'm also just using a blender brush because I like to add a little bit of eyeshadow, just a little bit, because I don't like my eyes to be completely blank. So if you want to see how to get that sharp winged liner, then keep watching and I will show you. So these are the 3 brushes that I'll be using today: the Borneo and Bay Cat, the Golden Cat, and Serval. One's a concealer brush, one's a fluffy brush, and one is a liner brush. So before I start the winged liner, I just like to add a little bit of color to my lid, just a very light wash, and I'm using the Borneo and Bay Cat brush. It's a lovely fluffy brush, and I'm taking this orangey brown shade from my Lime Crime Venus palette, and I am just sweeping this across the lid, mostly focused on the crease, and then I'm also going to take it underneath on the lower lash line as well. This is just a very light wash of color, just so that my eyes aren't completely plain. You don't have to do this, you can skip this step and go straight to liner, but this is just what I like to do. And then for liner, I swear by the Maybelline gel liner. I think you really can't beat it. And I am using the Holy Grail brush. This is Serval, and I am using a dot to dot method. This should make things a lot more simple for you. If you just draw a few dots across your lid, I go for 4 or 5. 4 on the lid and then maybe 1 towards the outer corner, and join those together. This should make things so much more simple for you. I am leaving this in real time so you can see just how slowly I'm taking it, but you don't have to rush this. If you rush, that is when you'll make a mistake. So I just take my time, very slowly join those dots together. I think if you use very light short strokes, you have much more control. So just lots of light short strokes instead of trying to do one big line all together. You can do that when you've had loads of practice and you're used to it, but just to get started, use light short strokes over and over again. Take your time and you will have a perfect line, like so. On to the scariest part. So I use this method. I look at the line between my outer corner of my eye and the end of my brow bone, and I imagine a line there, and that is where I want my wing to point towards. Some people like there's a little bit more straight out, and some people like there's a little bit more up the way, but I always try to draw towards the end of my brow. This for me gets the perfect flick for me because of the shape of my eyes. You can cater this to you, but as a general rule for everyone, I always say aim towards the end of your brow. And that's why I draw the dot somewhere in the middle there, because you don't want the dot to interfere with the edge of your line. You want that to be a sharp flick. So I draw my line straight out and then I drag it back to meet the other line, and that is how I create my wing. And then I just fill in the gaps, and you're good to go. Moving on to the other eye, the exact same process. Dot, 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 dot. Join them together. Bet you're looking for something new. I'm speeding this one up just a little bit, but it's the same process over again. And as you'll see, I'm dragging out towards the end of my brow bone and then dragging back and filling in the blanks. And if you make a teeny little bit of a mess, do not worry. That is what concealer is for. You'll see that my edge there just isn't perfect, so I'll fix that up later. But as you can see, it's a pretty sharp wing as it is. You could leave it at this, but I'm just showing you, even if you messed up a little bit more than this, take the Golden Cat brush. This is the most perfect brush for concealer. I love it to use concealer on my lid as a primer, and I love it for this. It's super sharp and it will sharpen up your outer wing like nobody's business. It's amazing. So take any concealer that you love. I like to take a really bright concealer because it makes the line super sharp. And I just draw along and sharpen my line, and then I blend it out with the warmth of my finger. If you really mess up, it doesn't matter. You can fix it with this method. I didn't really mess up too much, but I'm just showing you how to fix any sort of mistakes. But even if you made a big mess, you don't need to rub it out and start again. Concealer does the trick for you. So just draw a really sharp line with your concealer, blend it out with your finger, and you will have that sharp wing. When the strobe hits you,
I didn't see who you came with. Bet you're looking for something new.
And then because my concealer was slightly lighter than the concealer I'd used previously, I'm just going back in with that original eyeshadow and sweeping it up and around it to disguise it a little bit. And that is how I do my winged liner. It's pretty easy when you know how, and all I can say is practice, 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 because practice makes perfect. And the more you practice, the sooner you'll be able to create the perfect cat eye. To finish things off, I love to line my waterline. This just makes everything that little bit sexier, that little bit more cat eye-like. I just love having really dark eyes, and there's no way to darken your eyes up more than putting liner on your waterline. And I use that gel liner on my waterline because it is so dark and long lasting, it does not wear off. And then we'll just finish the whole look off with some mascara, and that's it. That is how to create the perfect cat eye.
Now it's in the
So that's it, winged liner, the perfect cat eye is as simple as that. You can make mistakes, your lines don't have to be perfectly straight because you can correct them. So I really hope I made it seem a little bit easier for you today, and it does just take a little bit of practice, but hopefully you enjoyed the video and learned something today, and I'll be back very soon in another video. I'll talk to you then. Bye guys!
fire when the strobe hits.